Hey everybody, this is Scott with Mid-Atlantic Severe Weather Authority, your weather connection. Thank you for tuning in today's podcast. I'm going to give you an idea of what to expect the rest of this week. I apologize. My USB port, one of my USB ports on my computer decided it wanted to stop working for this podcast, so unfortunately I cannot use my stylus. So I'm going to be back to the touchpad, so you'll have to bear with me here. Okay, this is just a live radar out of State College, Pennsylvania here. This is going to be the area of focus. It's all going to be pretty much here in PA for this podcast and pretty much for the rest of the week. Sorry to everybody below Pennsylvania here for the rest of the Mid-Atlantic. Unfortunately, it's just there's really not a lot of big weather to talk about and going to be anywhere pretty much other than here in Pennsylvania. And as everything's been pretty much following suit and it's been pretty much going along with what I've been saying up to this point, everything along this I-80 corridor, and then you get the little dip here in the middle. But like I say, everything pretty much southbound of this line, give or take a little bit. Like I say, I'm off because of the stylus not working. You're really not going to see a lot in the range of snow. It's pretty much going to be an all-rain event. You might see some flurries, a few flakes fly here and there. Maybe if you get lucky, if you're a little closer to the line here, you might see a coating on your grassier surfaces, maybe on your car or something in the morning, but it's going to quickly melt away as the daytime temperatures progress. So I'm not seeing any concern. Like I say, once again, it's got to be pretty much be south here of this I-80 corridor. You get like I say, because of the mountainous range, you get this little dip here. You're going to see some of maybe the mountain snows up through here. But other than that, it's really going to be pretty much an all-rain event for the last night and through today into tonight, and then again from Wednesday into Thursday. So going into that, what are we expecting? What's the outlook on everything to come? It honestly, folks, this really isn't going to be any big system. I'm not really worried about anything. Excuse me. Some of the models here, they're just really are inflated. This is the ECMWF. This is the Euro model here for the snow. As you can see, the Euro's back on freaking road rage. I mean, I gotta say it. I just have to put it out there. The Euro is literally on another freaking roid rage here. I apologize with me being sick here. My mouth's not working in the way it should be. It really is on a roid rage, just like it was last year. It's forecasting the same general vicinity, like I said, of where the snow is going to fall and where it's not. It's following that loop here. Again, from the I-80 corridor down, you're not really going to see much anything. If you get a little close, you may pick up some snow. This, you are not going to see this total, so just ignore this. It's not going to happen. If it does happen, it'll be a complete surprise to me because, trust me, 6-7 inches. Whoops, I don't know, I'm getting the wrong screen here. I don't know if you'll see that, but anyway, 6, 7, 8 inches. Yeah, that's just. Let's just put a big X through that. It's not happening. A lot of people are going off these Euros again this year. I don't know why, but I just wanted to bring it up to kind of show you that it is on roid rage again and showing and forecasting some really pretty much, the part of my language here, but asinine numbers, as you can see. This is the Euro. It is 10 days out. The total snowfall from here on out through 10 days. Ignore it. It will not happen. I know you might want it to happen, or you may not. If you don't want it to happen, it's good news for you. It's not going to. If you do want it to happen, sorry, it's not going to happen. Going into the GFS model here, like I say, this was still populating, and it looks like, yeah, it should be finished now, so I'll refresh it. The GFS going out through here, like I say, we're going to get the storm coming through here, just a little part of the Clipper system that's coming, pushing through. And then everything's going to start setting up. You're going to start setting up the dual low system here for the next system that's going to come through for your Wednesday, Thursday. Now the big changes with this are this low pressure that was supposed to be sitting out here off the coast. It will get off the coast. However, it's going to shift from here to just off the coastline. The earlier models were putting this further out to sea, which was also allowing this low pressure to be down in a little closer here to the Great Lakes, and then tracking up here up north just of the U.S. Canadian border, and kind of keeping that low pressure like right in here, which would have brought more snow along here to the northeast region. Because everything shifted westbound, it's going to actually decrease the amount of snow that pretty much everybody's going to see out here. Again, there's that little bulge here as far as the I-80 corridor. on the GFS. Like I say, it's really not going to be that snow producer that it had the chance to be. So what do I think you're going to see from this? I'll get into that here in a second. I just want to go through some of these other ones here. This is the Canadian models. Actually, no, sorry, apologies. This is the GFS model. So this will kind of give you an idea. Let me go up to pull 60 hours out here. So this kind of gives you an idea. This is kind of batting along the lines of what I would expect you to see. Again, here's that I-80 corridor section here. As you can see, pretty much nothing below it. Everything snowfall-wise is going to be above it. Again, this is 60 hours out total, so it's all the way out through Thursday here. This is total. That's what you're going to get. You got last night. That's what you're getting tonight, and then in through Wednesday into Thursday. So whatever you see, that is going to be your total up to 60 hours out. So don't expect to see 1 to 3 inches on the ground. Could you experience this as a total from here to that point? Yes, it's possible. What you'll see on the ground, though, however, just kind of like last night, some of you up here in the more eastern parts here of Pennsylvania, out near State College, etc., northeast sections, you guys saw anywhere from a coating to maybe about a half-inch of snow. But as expected here with the daytime temps, it's just going to melt away very rapidly. It'll stick to the grassy surfaces, maybe your car, etc. So that's what I'm also expecting for the Wednesday, Thursday system. I'm not expecting really any real accumulation pretty much anywhere across the the state of Pennsylvania. It's going to be your grassy surfaces, your park benches, your decks, your cars. Like I say, that's pretty much going to be the main areas. You might see a little bit on the roads, but it's going to melt away pretty rapidly. So no real worries here as far as anything goes as far as snowfall totals. So let me get back out of that system here. We'll go over to the next one. Now this will be the Canadian. I want to show you the Canadian models to kind of give you an idea that the Canadian's kind of sitting in between. Now you can kind of get an idea how it's somewhat mirroring the GFS, but then it's also kind of has a little bit of that roid rage that the Euro model has. So it's kind of along both. Like I say, it's showing here in the Lake Erie area, it's showing 26 to 28 inches, of snow around just up northeast of the Lake Erie region here in Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania. So again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm definitely looking at it and going, yeah, no. So that's pretty much how everything's setting up here. It's just really not going to pan out the way a lot of these other forecasters were really reading it. It's the cold air just really isn't penetrating into the mid-Atlantic region like they were initially thinking it would. Now, a lot of the models still have really changed to show a colder December. Yes, are we going to get a colder December? Well, out of the norm, sure. The norm tends to be warmer Decembers. We get colder in January. The temps continue to drop into February, and then they start rising towards the end of February and the early March, and then we start approaching the springtime temps. So going into that just briefly, that just kind of gives you an idea of where my head's at with everything, and that'll kind of give you an idea of where I'm going to travel as far as my winter weather forecast. As for December here, like I say, don't really see any of the cold airs temps coming in here really playing that much of a role. Like I say, this isn't really going to continue to happen here. You might see a little bit of it, but it's going to most of this is all going to be rain. Any snow that does happen, it's going to be very light, and it may be rained out also as well. The other two here are just the NAMs. They're overinflated, which is typical of the NAM. The NAM tends to be very overinflated. I had a lot of people last year, oh, well, the NAM's saying we're going to get 25 feet. Yeah, keep at it. Go ahead and keep telling yourself that. So, like I said, that's pretty much the heads up. Anything from I-80 corridor southbound, other than that little section, like I say, right out here in the mid-state, pretty much all rain event. Anywhere else up north of that, you can say coating to an inch at best. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty light. And then, like I say, stay tuned with the Mid-Atlantic Severe Weather Authority here. I'm going to try to get the winter weather forecast out here probably within the next 12 to 24 hours. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you then. Have a great day.